Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So glad you're able to be here today. You're probably wondering, what is this channel? What did I click on? Well, starting today, I will be playing Minecraft while yapping. Yeah, it's that simple. Feel free to listen to me while working out, doing work, or even if you're trying to fall asleep. Usually, while playing Minecraft, I'll be talking about sports, or reading Reddit stories, or even talking about topics that you and me want to talk about. I'm going for that chill, lo-fi, authentic vibe. Before I make the world, let me get a quick vibe check. How are you guys doing this fine day? Hopefully you're doing just fine. If you aren't having the best of days, hopefully I could change that. If you want, even feel free to leave a comment. I'll make sure to respond to every one of you guys. Everyone here belongs. Before I yap too much, let me go ahead and start the world. So yeah, I'm currently playing on version 1.21.7. I'm not an expert on Minecraft by any stretch of the imagination, but I have played a lot of Minecraft throughout my life. You know those stretches or phases that you and your friends go on for like 2 to 3 weeks, like once a year, and you guys just play Minecraft 24/7? Well, my friends and I had that little phase a few months ago, like around exam season. And yeah, that was just the most unserious time of my life. But it was also like one of my most fun times of my life. Like honestly, staying up till like 2 a.m., staying on call, playing Minecraft. It was honestly a really fun time of my life, and it was kind of a way to escape the pressure of exams. In the best way possible, I would say. But yeah, I'm using a couple mods, as you can see here. Here's my graphics. But yeah, let's take a look around at our spawn. We're surrounded by some ocean. You can see some island, but nothing too interesting so far. But this place, or this half of, looks a little more interesting. But anyways, while I get wood and do all of that beginner shenanigans, let's talk about the first topic that I wanted to talk about in this video, and sports. Sports is hit or miss for some people, but for me, it's played a big part of my life. Like, I don't think I would have met my best friends at high school without playing sports in elementary school. But yeah, enough of school. Let's talk about sports in general. So I follow a lot of different sports, and those sports include basketball, or specifically the NBA. I follow the MMA, or mixed martial arts, specifically UFC. I watch and follow a lot of F1, soccer, and American football as well. Feel free to leave down in the comments your favorite team, and we can debate who's better, my team or your team. But it's probably my team, right? But let's talk about basketball. So I follow, or my favorite team is the Toronto Raptors, because I am based in Canada, and it has been the only Canadian team here for a while, since Vancouver Grizzlies. But yeah, the East is pretty open right now. Jason Tatum got injured, Tyrese is injured, Miles Turner left the Pacers too, and a lot of trades just happened. And honestly, it was looking like Giannis was out of his way from Milwaukee as well, but that didn't come to fruition. But still, even though the East is wide open, I still think the East itself is a pretty strong conference. But I still do think the Knicks are the heavy favorites to win the East. They were already a good team, and they just needed to change their kind of scheme as a team and needed to get deeper, and they got deeper. They added Jordan Clarkson, who I think won Sixth Man of the Year, or was at least a runner-up. And they also added Gershon Yabusele, which is a really good player, and honestly, I thought the 76ers would have done anything to keep him. But let's go back to the Toronto Raptors. They're in an interesting place. Let's take a look at their starting five. They have Emmanuel Quickley, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob. This team is really balanced, but the problem is it doesn't really have that superstar player like Shea, who just won the NBA championship, or Jokic, or Giannis, or LeBron, or Curry. Doesn't really have those players. Now, the Indiana Pacers kind of proved that, that depth can win you some games and get you pretty far into the playoffs, but it can only get you so far, I feel like. The depth of this Toronto Raptors squad doesn't really compare to the depth of the Indiana Pacers squad the past 2 years. Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl, Jamal Sheed, Chris Boucher, and I guess Colin Murray-Boyles as well. The depth is alright, but it's still pretty young and unproven, not really seasoned with the veterans, except for Chris Boucher, who has been on this team since that chip. Now let's also talk about the Toronto Raptors draft pick with Colin Murray-Boyles. I thought for sure they were going to take Kaman Malawak, but I'm okay with this pick. At the time, I was obviously a little bit infuriated how they wouldn't take Kaman Malawak. I mean, it was perfect. He was right there on the board, and we needed a backup big. But Colin Murray-Boyles as a player is going to be a good player. He doesn't really fit what the Raptors need right now, but he himself is going to be a really good player, I believe. He is kind of similar in Scotty Barnes, as he is a tenacious defender, good finisher, but can't really shoot that outside ball. But I'm okay with it, honestly. Like I've learned to live with the pick. Going back to Minecraft gameplay, I'm kind of collecting these lily pads because I actually use lily pads quite often in my builds. I feel like they give a lot of natural ambience. If you're using any builds that have like ponds or like a lake, then I feel like lily pads are like essential because they make it feel more natural. I feel like if you just have water by itself, it kind of looks superficial, and I don't know, I kind of like my builds to look as realistic as possible, or just have a lot of volume, I guess, to the build. But yeah, I don't really like building in mangroves itself or in the swamp, so I'm gonna look for something that's better. But yeah, let me turn down my sensitivity real quick. It is a little bit too high, and I do play on a high DPI. But yeah, going back to basketball, the NBA free agency has been quite interesting, and honestly, it has been a good free agency, to be honest. I like the addition of Kevin Durant to the Rockets. I feel like everyone knew he was going to the Rockets, and I thought they would at least have to give up Jabari Smith or Cam Whitmore, but they just gave up Cam Whitmore for 2 seconds, so would it really hurt if they gave it to the Phoenix Suns? They probably just didn't want to give him to a division rival. I mean, why did the Lakers not want to give up 2 seconds for Cam Whitmore? You know, they probably would have gave up 3 if they had 3. I'm not sure if they do. But speaking about the Lakers, my favorite player of all time and my GOAT is LeBron James. Did I just lose all my viewers? But yeah, and I do like the addition of DeAndre Ayton on this team. He fits what Luka needs, and I guess what LeBron needs too, but I don't really like how the situation is being dealt with in Los Angeles. Seems like the Lakers aren't really valuing LeBron, like he didn't bring them a chip and all this success, and without him, the Lakers would probably be irrelevant without or after the departure and retirement of the late Kobe Bryant. They're just treating him like he was Taylor Horton Tucker. Right. That's a joke. That's a joke. But yeah, I just don't like how that situation is being treated, and honestly, I hope LeBron doesn't leave LA, because I think he's in the best position to win a championship since that 2020 season. And I know every season we see a picture of Luka being fit, but I truly believe playing alongside LeBron and getting traded because of his fitness really wow. Wait, sorry, I had to pause there, but I just noticed that really nice structure in the background. It looks amazing. It looks like something out of a video game, because we are in a video game. But yeah, it looks something that doesn't belong in Minecraft. Just a random floating or high mountain. But sorry, yeah, going back to LeBron, he has his best chance to win a championship since that 2020 season. So I don't think he should leave, and I think if LeBron wanted to, he could play probably 2, maybe 3 more seasons, but All signs are pointing to him retiring this season, which is quite unfortunate. He could have played with Bryce, but at the same time, Bryce committed to Arizona, which I think is where Carter Bryant went to. And Arizona doesn't really care if you're a freshman or highly ranked. They care if you're ready to win. And they really value their seniors who came to play ball and win a natty. And I don't think Bryce is going to get that many minutes. So Bryce might not even get drafted or even be eligible for an NBA draft. So I do get why LeBron might retire this season. But yeah, I think that's enough NBA talk. Let's go to the one Reddit story I have today. But before I get into my Reddit story, let me make sure you guys are hydrated. And make sure you guys take a sip of water to stay hydrated at all times. So let me take a drink of my water too. But yeah, going back to Reddit. Usually these videos are going to be formatted in a way where I have kind of one topic per each segment or each video. Today I'm doing a little bit of everything, but usually it will be 15 minutes of sports talk, 15 minutes of Reddit talk the next video, and then the next video 15 minutes of any topic or Q&As that you guys might have, and then 15 minutes of sports again, and it's gonna be a whole cycle. I aim to have like one topic or one video of each topic at least once a week, and so it would be 3 videos a week. But yeah, let's get into my Reddit story here. And the title of the story is, and if you guys want to follow along, it is, my 9-year-old brother was emailing romantic messages to my uncle's girlfriend and we had no idea. Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous as a title. But yeah, going back to the Minecraft gameplay, we finally have our first piece of iron. We finally have our first our first bed. So yeah, we're making some progress here in the first kind of 10-12 minutes of gameplay. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so this happened a couple of months ago and it's still living rent-free in my head, and honestly I just need to get it off my chest. It's weird, kinda disturbing, and honestly a little sad. So my youngest uncle got a new girlfriend. No biggie, right? My little brother, Nathaniel, he's 9, has always been super affectionate whenever any of my uncles brought someone new into the family. He gets attached quickly and just loves having more people around. Usually it's harmless and adorable, but this time something was different. From the moment she was introduced to us, Nathaniel really took to her. Let's call her Anna. And to be fair, Anna was super sweet with him. She really understood him, took time to play with him, and was honestly just an amazing presence. When they came to stay for a 5-day sleepover, it was like their bond went into overdrive. Nathaniel followed her everywhere, talked to her non-stop, and she seemed to genuinely care for him in that nurturing, big sister-y way. I was happy for him. It was cute. After the sleepover ended, Anna had to leave for Thailand to start a new job and be with her family over there. We said our goodbyes and everything seemed normal. Nathaniel asked about her a couple of times, and we eventually helped him figure out the time difference so he could email her and occasionally call. This is where the plot thickens. We all knew he was emailing her. It felt innocent. I mean, what harm could a 9-year-old do with email, right? He'd always ask to use his hand-me-down laptop and be like, I'm sending something to Anna. We didn't think much of it. Fast forward to my birthday, Anna video calls us to wish me happy birthday. Super sweet, right? We catch up for a bit, then she asked to have a private chat with Nathaniel. Odd, but again, didn't think much of it. But then they disappear for a long time. Like long enough for our mom to raise her eyebrow and be like, what's going on? She tells me to check on them, but when they come back, something feels off. Mom asks what the chat was about, and I told her I wasn't really sure, but it had to do with something she had emailed him. Her face went stone cold. Total mom radar activated. That's kind of funny. She asked me to go get Nathaniel's laptop. She wanted to see these emails. I opened his inbox, hand the laptop to her, and just sit there. A couple of seconds pass. Then her expression changes from annoyed mom to straight up horrified. She turns the screen so I could see, and my stomach drops. There it is. Message after message. Not just the "I miss you" kind of stuff. We're talking "I miss your kisses." I can't wait to see you again, babe. And even some cringy attempt at flirting. From a 9-year-old. She typed it just like that. Or the poster typed it just like that. I almost threw up. I mean, look, I knew he had a little crush, but I thought it was like a playground level crush. Like, I wanted to play Mario Kart with me kind of crush. Not, I'm writing love letters like I'm in a Hallmark movie type kind of crush. We were sitting literally a meter away from him when he was writing this stuff. None of us suspected a thing, and she never said anything to us about it either. She encouraged it. Some of the replies were like, "You're so sweet, Nathaniel. I miss you too." Like, what? My mom had a very serious conversation with both of them after that. Anna tried to brush it off, saying she thought it was innocent and didn't want to break his heart. But there's a fine line between being kind and letting a 9-year-old think you're in a relationship with them. Since then, the emails have stopped. Mom blocked her from Nathaniel's account, and we had to sit down with him to explain what he was doing wasn't appropriate. It was such a weird, uncomfortable situation that none of us expected to deal with. Anyway, moral of the story. Always keep an eye on the harmless kid stuff. Sometimes, it ain't so harmless. Wow. Honestly, this is really disgusting from Anna. And I feel like some people are probably going to debate that Anna wasn't in the wrong at all. She was just making sure that the child doesn't feel heartbroken. But what really bothered me is that Nathaniel kind of emailed her with saying, "I missed your kisses," I believe. And which probably means that they did kiss. And even though, let's say, Anna did think it was in an innocent way, I don't think in any way was this acceptable from her. She is the older person, probably older by 20, maybe even 30 years, and she was basically almost grooming this child, if not straight up grooming this child. Let me just read some of these replies. "Somebody contact the police. This is a screwed up situation." I agree. This is pretty screwed up. So your family's just gonna let Anna get away with the grooming? Take a second and switch genders for a second. If your brother was your sister instead, the outcome / reactions would have been so different. And that had 8 replies. So yeah, this is pretty messed up, but honestly, they should have taken the action. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave off today. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a comment down below. You like, maybe even subscribe if you feel like it, and please come back to the next video. Anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.